What is up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I am back with my own new review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's get into it. So we got Nell and Chris. They're doing a walkthrough of their venue for the upcoming vow renewal. The inside is amazing. The outside is gorgeous. Why did it look as if y'all were walking there for the first time, as if y'all didn't know what came with this place? That's how it looked like. Because y'all was doing a walkthrough, but it looked as if y'all have never been there before. Was it the kids' first time being there and seeing it in person, seeing the visuals come to life? Anyway, um, we were missing some people. I didn't see their niece Kiki, and I did not see Lexi. Was Kiki unavailable to come that day? Because I do believe she's a part of the ceremony because she was there helping Nell find a dress at the bridal shop. But what about Lexi? Did y'all talk to Lexi about this event? Did y'all bring her along, invite her along to be a part of this moment? Because I do think that Lexi should have been a part of this. So when they were outside coordinating roles for everybody, Kayla was in charge of flowers. Lance was supposed to be in charge of music, but he gave that job to Chris. Lance wants to be the one to bring everybody out to their grandmother's gravesite because everybody hasn't been there in a while. And Nell, this has been a very sensitive subject for Nell. She has not liked talking about it. We all know that her mother passed away on their 25th wedding anniversary. And I think out of all the people who needs this the most, she does. And Nell says she has not properly grieved the loss of her mother. More and more seeing Nell's actions and her reactions, it's telling that she is suffering that her mother isn't with her anymore. But I do think that it's hindering her on how to fully live right now. We're going to get into that later. Now we got Trish. Trish is headed to a bounce house trampoline park with her children. We get to see something that she's doing with her kids. Wait till the last second to show us something else about you. But she's just, ready to have this conversation with her kids about how she's divorcing their father. Newsflash, her kids only feel on type of way because they thought that they were already divorced, that she was already going through the process of getting a divorce way back when. And she's looking shocked and surprised about how? Why would you think that? Because it's been 5 years, Trish. Their father moved out. They have not seen you and their father in any type of romantic setting in 5 years. So they felt like, oh, it's not working. They're not getting back together. Like her kids gave me, they had no intentions of wishing for their parents to get back together. They knew that this relationship was not going to work. Like the maturity level that her kids have is way higher than hers, Marquez, and Ken. Okay. And as far as knowing about the divorce, Marquez told him. But her kids are also wondering what's with this secret beef that they have with each other. And Trish is so surprised that they're catching it. And it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure things out. Trish, you have involved your kids into the situations you've had with their father. They are very much aware of how things have been going. Y'all brought them on the show. They've witnessed you fighting with Marquez. They've witnessed all the things y'all have done to Marquez, what Marquez has done to y'all, all the antics y'all done on social media. They know this, okay? But do she plan on remarrying? That was their question. She hates this question. She says yes, but not anytime soon. Then doubles back. She's twitching. She's glitching all over the place because she doesn't want to put a date out there that she is going to get married because she doesn't want to get married again. Trish, your reasoning of not wanting to get married again is completely valid, but you need to tell Ken that you're not going to be pressured into getting married once you're divorced. That's why you're dragging on this divorce, because it's going to leave you out in the open to not have anything to prevent you of being honest about how you don't want to get married again. You love Ken, you just don't want to get married, which is fine. Moving on. We get Nell. Nell has Trish over. She says she's still getting to know Trish. I find it odd. This woman is supposed to have been your husband's cousin. You mean to tell me you've never seen her at any point of any family events? This is the first time you're really getting to know her? Okay. So we talk about what we've been talking about. Did you go over to Martell's house? She says she did. So she admits the entire story about what would happen. How they were at his house watching a movie, but meant to be a workout. But the entire time, he went on about how wrong he was, how he messed up his family. He misses his kids. He misses what he had with Mel. She's telling him, yeah, you were wrong for what you've done. Didn't like that anybody told him that he was wrong. He only wanted to hear himself that he was wrong because he don't like it when someone else tells him how wrong he is too. Checks her and says, I didn't invite you over here for a therapy session. Then what the hell was she doing there, Martell? And what were you doing there, Trish? At that point, since he want to check you about, you were giving him the same exact energy of him feeling bad and sad about himself, that he lost everything. You should have left. Why the hell did you stay? Lets me know you knew what type of time he was when he sent you that DM. It wasn't about no workout. Martell will never get trained by a woman. He will work out with a woman, but he won't get trained by one. So, miss me, Trish. This is a part of how we've been through the same song and dance this entire season with Trish and Martell. At first, Martell didn't even want this to be a big thing, but Trish felt the way about how he didn't remember her and made it worse for herself by not telling the truth, avoid telling the truth, lying about what happened, lying about what didn't happen. She ends up saying there was no sexual nothing. He didn't come on to me. Despite what everybody says, he didn't do nothing to me. He didn't try anything to me. Then why didn't you say anything from the beginning? That she should have said something from the beginning. And that's what's confusing to me. You went through all of this just for you to explain exactly what happened because you didn't want people to call you out for why did you do that, or what was your intention of going over there anyway. Like, girl, if you fucked them, you fucked them. You grown. It is what it is. You fucked them out of pity. You fucked them because you needed it. I don't know. But for you to go all over the place, getting mad at one person for asking you, as if she didn't have a right to ask you because she did, to get to this. Is it real? We don't know. To purposefully lie about something because you didn't want it to make it seem like something was something you did on your own. Nobody did that but you. And what's another question? Why did it take you so long to sign the papers? She pretty much said that her and Marquez knew they weren't on the same page. They both agreed that Marquez needs to go find himself, leave the house. Then we get the 5 years of separation, but no paperwork. So we hear two people who fell out of love with one another, living like roommates, decide to separate. You weren't begging him to stay, and he wasn't asking if he can stay. So while trying to figure out normalcy with y'all not being together, you say he was out living life, partying, enjoying life. You're trying to get through life because you lost a lot of people. She lost her mother and her father 7 months apart. Her mother went to a diabetic coma on their 38th wedding anniversary, and her mother never made it out. That's very sad and terrible. And it was rough having to go through that. He comes back around, but still didn't give her that support that she needed, which I will say, fuck you, Marquez. That's been said earlier in the season. He did not know how to be there for her when she lost her parents and her sister. Then want to say she was too close to her family? Are you kidding me? Because you've never experienced it, is me being too close. Because I'm trying to remember on one of Carlos's Messy Mondays, and Marquez was a guest. He said he wasn't there. He didn't know how to be there, and he didn't know how to support someone who lost someone because he's never experienced that before. And I could be wrong. Didn't he also say that he never had that type of love before? So for you to say I was too close to my family, and then my sister passes away right in front of me. I'm trying to revive her, perform CPR, and she's gone. And my daughter's right next to me. That was a lot for her to witness. That was a lot for me to witness. That was a very traumatic experience. And then we see Trish break down and crying. So, yeah, this is why Trish acts the way that she acts. She has not been led to have a proper space of grieving. She's been suppressing it, and she's been reacting way more than she needs to. And Nell and Trish pretty much connect into not knowing how to regulate their emotions better. They both lost very important people. Nell went through the same thing because her mother passed away in her home, and they've never learned how to navigate it. They never learned how to properly grieve. They don't address it. They don't express it, but the littlest thing sets them off. And that's why they try to like hide. They don't want to be bothered. If someone asks them if they're fine, they're not fine. But I see that it's a trigger. I see it, but it's also as a crutch for them to fall back on. Now, the way you reacted in St. Thomas over a name card was a bit excessive. Seeing the way Trish is going to react later on is a bit excessive, and how she reacts when Marquez says any little thing towards her. Y'all need therapy. Y'all need to figure out how to react better, respond better, answer questions calmer, and not go off on a tangent. Not pretty much, attack people. So they need to figure out how to move on with life when they've lost somebody. You can never forget them, but you can still love them even after they transition. But it's something that they're very having a hard time grasping and doing. Because you guys are human. Everybody goes through hard times, everybody goes through hurt and pain, but you guys are not exempt, and your actions should not be equated to because I lost somebody. No, y'all don't get passes for behaving like assholes, behaving like rude people because y'all lost people. Tons of people have lost people, but they take their anger and their hurt and manage it in a different way. They seek help. Y'all might need to go to a rage room where y'all can break shit. Y'all might just scream at the top of a mountain. Y'all need to figure out a way to regulate your emotions better. And I'm going to move on from there. We got Ken meeting up with his friend, and he's getting frustrated in regards to how he's going to move forward with Trish because he's been having a hard time getting her to let her guard down when he's trying to have a conversation with her. His friend was wondering, is it because she's guilty with what you're trying to ask her? He said, it sounds like she's giving me a guilty response, especially when I have to explain where I'm coming from before I have to ask her what's going on. But she's so eager to defend. I feel like some things that Ken asks Trish is something that he knows what the answer is. He just be disappointed that Trish doesn't trust herself or trust him to understand it, to forgive her. And yes, Trish's whole manner is based off of her experience with Marquez. She has developed a lack of trust issues. She has developed that. And it's a part of her environment. Witnessing Marquez tell her she needs counseling and that she wasn't raised to be a wife, it gives me she knew that she had to defend her character when her character gets questioned. But I think that at some point Trish does things and never thought that her character is going to get questioned. So she goes off. And she hides her emotions. She doesn't reveal them. And he's losing his patience. Because at this point, Ken is tired of fulfilling everybody else's cup, fulfilling everybody else's needs, and his needs are not being met. By the time he gets to him, it's already depleted. And, excuse me, he just wishes that she wasn't as selfish when she's in that space where she's not thinking about him being her safety net, him being her protector. He's not feeling that from her. He's not feeling that reciprocation as to why I know I could protect you, but you don't trust me to protect you. And I think that, well, as far as her being selfish, look what she had to endure. She endured the loss of her father, her mother, and her sister all by herself. Marquez wasn't there. So I think all she had to rely on is her. But for you to want to be her knight in shining armor so badly, and for you to want her to just choose you, Ken, what do you need fulfillment out of this? What are you missing that you never had before that you want Trish to fulfill? Because I'm seeing two broken people in front of me that both need proper healing. And he his friend was wondering, do you think she's still in love with Marquez? He said, I don't think so, but I think she's so used to what has been done. She's so used to their history. I feel like what would she have left to hold on over or have a grudge against if they're divorced? I mean, finally getting the paper signed and notarized but not filed. What's the issue? You know what I'm saying? Yes, they were high school sweethearts, and he is just trying to live up to the expectation of being more than what she didn't have. Letting her know she doesn't have to work on figuring out what she's lacking and working on what she already is receiving. But I do think that Ken is trying to rush the process of her getting over it. It's very hard. How would you feel if your spouse left you while you were losing your father, your mother, and your sister, and he wasn't there to be there for you? You would really be cautious and careful and not to trust anybody. So he talks about he knows when to leave. He knows when to say enough is enough. But his friend reminds him, I've seen you act like this in other relationships. I've seen you act like the punching bag. And I be wondering, why is he staying? Because I know what type of person you are. So just like the last episode, Mark to say that he knows when to leave. He knows when to say enough is enough. No, you don't. But I don't believe you. You have invested yourself in this relationship, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. You have created a relationship with her children that they become comfortable with you. They look at you more as a father than their own father. I don't think you can just say, I'm done, I'm leaving. I don't think so. You decided to take on a role that no one asked you to. You decided to present yourself to be the best man since sliced bread, to make Trish forget of what she never had before. Give her and the kids something better to look forward to. That's what you decided to do. But I don't like that you're trying to rush the process for her to feel like it's been you. She can't look for nobody, but it's been me. So you need to also require patience and understanding as to why you like to be involved with women with children. Why you like being involved with women that carry a lot of baggage and complications and issues. Why is that? I would love to know. But at the end of the day, we're going to move on from there. We got Nell. This got me. Okay. Nell goes to her mother's grave. Her mother passed away in 2019. At first she said COVID, but I do think she probably was talking about in the midst when COVID was a topic of conversation in the year 2019 before we got the confirmation we're shutting down, because the shutdown didn't happen until March. So I do believe she's probably talking about that. And her youngest daughter didn't find out her grandmother passed because she was in school. Lance, he did not see his grandmother as often as he should have when she was approaching her final days. He was too busy focusing on his job, his personal issues that made himself become unavailable to be there when he needed to be there. And it took him a month to approach his grandmother's gravesite since she passed. You got the youngest son, Chris. I don't know. I don't think he's emotionally there, but he don't even feel sad. He feels like she's at peace. And it makes me feel good that she's at peace. And Nell got me crying because Lance was her first grandchild. And she remembered when she was scared while being pregnant at 20. She was worried about how her life was going to be. Her mom said, I got you. And she got us. She was always there for us. And Nell wants to live up to that same expectation of how great her mother was. That's why her gravestone was written, gone but not forgotten. And she said, I didn't spend more time with her like I needed to because she said I was always gone. I was always gone. And then while her being gone so much, her mother said, you're going to miss me when I'm gone. That's a true statement. I do believe this was a proper closure for Nell because she broke down entirely when she laid down on the grass to be there by the gravestone. It just reminded me when my husband brought me to his mother's gravestone because his mother passed away well long before. And he said, I wanted you to meet her. I bawled out crying. And then I'm looking at my grandfather's gravestone and me losing my aunt and my cousin and him losing his two maternal grandmothers. It's just like, I had to excuse myself for a second because I'm like, dude, don't do this to me. Like, this was a very heart-wrenching moment that I think that Nell needed. And she needs to figure out how to properly grieve her mother. It wouldn't hurt her if she did, because I know what that feels like. Her mother's been gone since 2019. It's been 5 years. No, that doesn't seem like a long time to lose somebody like that. It don't. It feels like it's just yesterday. No matter how long you've lost somebody, how long they've been gone, it will literally feel like it's been less than a day that they've been gone. Like you're not really understanding how they're not here anymore. But you go back on their memories, you go back on happy times, and you still live. You still move on. Because I do believe that there is the light in the tunnel when you do lose somebody. You can feel them around you. You can feel moments and remember times, and it can just uplift you. It can give you like a warm hug because they're watching over you. But that scene really got me, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. It really did, okay? I'm very happy that her kids was there to give her that support, that love. And now we get to Destiny. I'm like, y'all gonna give us a moment that was needed, but then y'all gonna give us this bullshit in the end. Oh God, y'all could have gave us this scene at any other time throughout the season, but y'all chose this time. Okay, so Destiny has her bachelor party for Miss Nail. It was in the daytime though. I don't know what time this was. Was it around 2, 3? Because it's supposed to be like a little club area. Nobody's there. She had body painting. The models were sitting on the chairs. Why wasn't the models covered up, wearing robes, and why didn't they come out when they needed to come out? Where was the decorations? Where were the rest of her friends? Trish came. She wore a cute little outfit. Um, then she tells Destiny, I'm not going to drink as much tonight because I've been told I get a bit rowdy when I drink. Oh, so the way you acted at your celebration was you being tipsy and just speaking out in your feelings? Okay. Um, Destiny said, yeah, I can see that. And then she tells her, you tend to act a big rowdy when you drink too. She said, when I do that. She did it with Miss Nail. That was one drink. Either way, Destiny, you tend to turn up when you got liquor in your system. And hell, you tend to turn up at any moment. So she said, well, we're not going to have that at this event. This is for her bachelor party. And she said what happened between her and Nell was nothing big. It was just me telling her how I feel. I think she understands how I feel. So all I gotta do is just assess my expectation and adjust to people who show me differently. And I'm annoyed. Once again, Destiny, you don't get to tell people that you need to adjust their expectations when they show you who they really are. I feel like people need to adjust themselves and adjust their expectations when it comes to you because you're not who you say you are. You are not a friend. You don't show up as you're supposed to in a friendship. Destiny, your card has been called all throughout this season. Okay. We see Kimmy walk in, then we see Tisha. Tisha, your white outfit was very, very cute. Melody walked in and the energy changed. When Destiny and Trish saw Melody walk in, they were like, oh my God, why is she here? Knowing Destiny wants to see Mel, but she's not getting the attention she would have liked from Mel. But Mel is not even going to be there. She's only going to be there for a minute because she got something to do with the kids. So I'm here to get my check and I'm out the door. Um, I just said it. You can see Destiny's face. She's feeling with her hair because she's not getting the attention from Mel like she wanted to. And now she feels some type of way about Mel not staying. So anyway, here comes Kimmy, the bone collector, the shit starter, getting shit going. Had to point out this and had to make a point that whenever we're all together and there are people who have tension towards one another, it really like makes it awkward for us to be around. Excuse me. So now she points out that Trish didn't say hi to Mel and wonders if she is going to say hi to Mel. She said no. This is shit I be talking about. How is Kimmy actively trying to start shit and be messy in this moment, but then get mad that Melly did the exact same thing? This is a clear example of don't do what I do to you because I can't handle what you do to me. Okay. So while making it obvious about how Trish has been uncomfortable, Melody jumps right in and said, you know what, since we're right here, and since you're bringing that up, Kimmy, Trish, do you have a problem with me? Trish said no, but if I did, I would have told her. No, you wouldn't have. You've hid this entire time and not told Melody nothing. You've been a confessional gangster, telling everybody else how you felt about Mel, but never told Mel how you felt about her. Got it. So now we get to see how Trish feels when she gets confronted over shit she said, because Kimmy is already willing to point out that they've had conversations about how she felt about Melody. And Kimmy was like, I'm surprised she said no, because I've had conversations with her and she said something completely different. See, throwing you out there under the bus. Because Melody had lunch with Kimmy and she was asking me how I feel about you and thought that I had an issue with you. But it's like, why would I have an issue? I don't know her enough to have an issue. And you see Kimmy's face once again excited about this interaction because that's not what Trish said to Kimmy. Because let's go back to the lunch, right? When y'all met up with Tisha, because she wasn't there for the celebration, Kimmy repeated that she got offended or got upset about the line of questioning or about the comment that Melody made. And you said you wanted to slap her. And also, you felt like Melody was being messy. So she calls out that Melody was being an instigator when she said that her and Marquez might still love one another because she saw how they interacted, saw how they triggered one another. She's giving out shade about saying, oh, y'all must love one another because y'all get triggered too easily. But I don't see how that's instigating. You know what was instigating though, Trish? When you were in St. Thomas and Tisha called you out to admit what happened between you and Martell. And you got Stormy and Destiny calling you out for being a liar when you told them it wasn't true, but then you say it was true. And you got Kimmy right in front of you telling you to admit what you said because she wants you to stand in what you said about Mel. That's instigating. Mel right now is just asking questions from conversations y'all had already had, like Melody said. So you're mad about a comment that I made from information we've all been privy to, and I'm the one that's being the instigator. Make that make sense. And let me also add this though. It's been proven and discovered that Trish and Destiny knew each other a lot more than we thought we did. They didn't just meet by chance this season. No, they've been friends since 2022. Somebody posted on Facebook about Trish wishing Destiny a happy birthday on her Instagram back in 2022, where Destiny was in her music bag. It was a cover photo for her On 10 record saying, I love you, happy birthday, my little songbird. So for me, it's given this has been the plot all along because you had already were told to not really like Mel because of what the experience, the delusional experience that Destiny had with Mel on how she gets down. So best believe this was just for what it was. You were not going to figure out how to like Mel. You were not going to try to like Mel. You were just going to follow behind Destiny's perception of Mel and just start issues with her. You want to follow behind what everybody else said about Mel and not figure it out for yourself. Follow her. And Kimmy, I'm gonna need you to stop talking. Stop being a spokesperson. Let her say exactly what she said. Cause you want to say, from what I'm hearing, she said she didn't like you. She said you were being messy. But the comment that she made about her and Marquez still being in love with one another, okay, like everybody else can witness it, the way you have not gotten a divorce, the way you dragged out this divorce, the way you tend to get like a fucking glitching ass robot whenever he's around. But like Melody said, if I'm messy and shady, then everybody else has been messy and shady, correct? She said, no, it's not. How? How is only what Mel has done been messy, but everybody else has been involved in your situation? You've been previously voluntarily given information about your situation from the beginning. Really? So Tisha was wondering what was so messy. It wasn't. It was a joke. Now, for her to say it wasn't a joking moment, okay, I'll give you that. Because this has been something that's been a problem for you. But was it a joke that you said on national TV that Melody engaged in another relationship while she was being married? Was that a joke too? Let me know, okay? So while being understandable because of your situation, yeah, but Mel didn't even like give her that because it's bullshit. This energy she's giving me, it's all bullshit. So how can we move forward? Trish can say it is what it is, but I'm like, it ain't is what it is because I feel like you can go point me out as being the only one being messy, the only one that's been talking about the situation when I really haven't. It's been everybody talking about the situation. So you can fucking miss me with that. Majority, you know who's been concerned about your situation this entire time? Maurice and Kimmy. They have been the most concerned, the most invested in your situation, not Melody. Okay, you can miss me with that with your teeth showing like a rabid doll, you talking all loud, clenching your teeth. Get the fuck out of here. And but I just think that this is what Kimmy does all the time. Kimmy brings up an uncomfortable conversation for everybody to have for a moment, and that moment is towards for Mel to have a reaction. Same thing Tisha did. You guys are always carrying information to bring up at an odd time to get a reaction out of Mel. It's crazy as hell to me. And Mel is clocking the energy because she gonna give me 1,000. I'm gonna give her 1,000. Okay. Trish said, I don't give two fucks. Melody says, I don't give two fucks, two shits about what you're saying as well. Okay. Melody was calm. Trish wasn't calm. And then I don't know, at some point, someone was being called a bitch. I don't know who. Because Trish, like, we are two bitches here. It is what it is. I don't understand how we got that point. Something was chopped and edited. And Destiny is like, what is with this rah rah? I don't understand that. Destiny, you might want to shut up because you've been on rah rah since you've been back on this show. We've seen the way you get down, so you can shut up with that. And Melody said, I didn't have an issue with her. I invited her to mimosa with Melody. I don't got a problem. But she's getting high for no reason. She's doing the most. I ain't got time. Real talk though, Trish is just doing exactly what she was supposed to do, which was cause an issue with Mel because everybody has always wanted to cause an issue with Mel. Because Mel even said on her TikTok, if you want camera time, bring up an issue with me. If you want to have a scene, have moments, bring up you have an issue with me. Because that's all y'all get. Because that's where everybody mostly tuned in from. Because Trish, you have had a problem with Mel since you've been on this show. And it's pretty much from information you've been receiving about Mel from other people. Not realizing that Mel never came for you. You came for her. Okay? And while telling Kimmy, because she wasn't even talking to Trish talking to the wall, like, this is where we are at this point. I don't have nothing to say to her. I ain't got nothing to do with her. She's not a factor in my book. So in the confessional, Melody said Trish and her tone towards me right now is acting like she knows me. She do not know me. As far as her aggressive energy, I don't have time for it. Maybe she's used to running over men and treating them the way that she expects them to be treated, because I'm not the one or the two. Don't come over here. And when you think about it, this is why she went so hard on Sunny, because of what she was told by Destiny. This is why she went so hard on Mel. And like, you made yourself out to be the spokesperson, the bulldog for everybody else. A bat was put in your back to do the most for no reason. So trying to get everything all calm before Miss Nell arrived. Destiny says it's not about y'all, it's about Miss Nell. Let's keep the energy. Melly said the energy gonna be right when she gets here. The energy gonna be exactly right. Now Destiny thinks she can tell two women to calm down and not talk about their issues, or not let their issues take away from what this night is about. And let's hope she can take her own advice, because who walks in? Sunny walks in. And she don't take her own advice. The next episode, which is the season finale, thank God, we're going to see Destiny doing the absolute most, creating another issue with Sunny when there should be no issues at all, doing the most, clapping, walking around with her legs all open because she's wearing a dress, saying, I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. Like, looking foolish and stupid as hell. I'm like, Sunny didn't even say anything to you. When she walked in and sat next to Mel and they all made these silly ass grin, I'm like, this is the dynamic duo that I love. How can Sunny, who didn't do nothing to you, cause you to react that way? Sunny has you bothered, Destiny. Her presence, her existence, her name has you bothered. I would never let the next bitch see me sweat. I really wouldn't have. And you allowed for Sunny to just walk in, sit down, smile, for you to get your panties off in a bunch. That's crazy as hell. And you expect people to be on your side, to understand how you feel? Okay, Destiny. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have. I ain't got no more. But please stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.